Well, on the day of the LeBron decision part two, it's only apropos that not one, not two, not three, but all four AFC South teams came out victorious this weekend, including the Jacksonville Jaguars, who beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Absolutely crazy Monday night game. Crazy weekend all the way around. Even the Titans got their first win. Let me bring in the panelists. Got my guy Ruben, Derek, Michael, and Dalton. Fellas, what a weekend it was. And you know what? I am going to start the recap this week with a first-time winner of the season. Michael's in the house to cover the Titans. Rossi missed out on a heck of a week here. Titans finally get their first win. Michael, talk to me about it, brother. What the heck happened? How good are you feeling? You were smiling ear to ear backstage. I got to be honest.
I'll tell you, it's been a long time coming this year. This team has been frustrating. Shout out to Rossi, by the way, for jumping off the bandwagon and throwing on the orange last week. But hey, I guess it worked. So we'll see if we can continue that. Rossi, just do what you did last time. We'll see if that trend can continue. But I got to say, that has got to be one of the wildest Titans games I've seen in the last 10 years. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And I guess that's the way you can describe this game. The Tennessee Titans looked dog the last three quarters of that game, and then the fourth quarter happened, and I don't know who the hell this team is, but they came out and took advantage of every mistake the Arizona Cardinals threw on the table. Cam Ward actually put together a great quarter, 13 for 19, 193 yards, an interception that turned into a fumble, that turned into a touchdown. What the hell is going on? I don't care. The Tennessee Titans finally on the win board. Finally, no more talk of 0-17. The relief is just deafening.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, the Cardinals, man, absolutely blew that one. And I love it because I'm a 49er fan. And we do have somebody in the chat that did, I remember this last week, picked everybody on the panel, their team to win, including mine. Shout out to you for picking that right. Yeah, that was a crazy ending. Absolutely crazy ending. But now the Jets are the only team that doesn't have a win this year. The Titans get theirs. Is there a part of you that's a little upset, just a little bit, that maybe this might cost you the first overall pick? It might be nice to have that again in back-to-back years. I'm just saying.
Well, I can say this as professionally as I can, but fuck them picks.
Nice, Les. I appreciate it.
Complete opposite of the Ballard philosophy.
Perfect. Absolutely love it. Well, Derek, your Colts get it done again. I am so impressed with this team. Again, it may not be the best team that they beat, but every time they're playing quote unquote bad teams, they make those teams look awful. And once again, 40-6, they beat the heck out of the Raiders, man. I know you got to be flying high, feeling good, coming off of a loss to the Rams, a very good Rams team on the road, by the way. But 40-6, man, talk to me about this game. What happened in it, and how you feeling about it, brother?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great to win 40-6 any week that you can get it. I don't care who you are. Again, as we say, it's the NFL, regardless of who is doing what. It is what it is. And like you said, it's not even the fact that the Colts are just winning. I mean, it would be concerning if the Indianapolis Colts were not beating teams or were beating teams just barely that weren't good. But you're demolishing these teams. I mean, you beat the Miami Dolphins the way that you did. Immediately, there's a players meeting involved. We beat the Titans so badly, the Titans fans started calling for Callahan's job right there and then, the way he managed that game. You play the Las Vegas Raiders, and now every Raiders person that I'm talking to has said that it sounds like Pete Carroll has practically lost the locker room at this point. So, I mean, you're in this situation right now where the Indianapolis Colts, they're taking care of business. They're in their soft part of their schedule for sure. But, I mean, again, you're taking care of business, and you're not just beating these teams. You are demolishing them. Jonathan Taylor doing his thing. Danny Dimes going out there doing all the things that he needs to do. And I mean, just like every other 4-1 team that's currently here, I mean, there's another one on this panel too, can tell you that the Colts are a few plays away from being 5-0, and a bunch of other teams also feeling the exact same way. So I don't care when it comes to the schedule or whatever. This team is playing at an elite level right now. They deserve a ton of credit, man, and I love what they did on Sunday. It didn't look great on the first drive when it came to Geno being able to do whatever. And then after that, 40 straight points. Raiders never stood a chance.
Yeah, absolutely crazy, man. Blowout win. The Raiders are seemingly in shambles. You guys have been on a roll this year for sure. And there's two teams that maybe, if I remember the preseason picks, is everybody had the Texans winning the division, and that still might be the case. I mean, they're keeping themselves afloat. We're going to talk about them in a second. But man, at this point in the season, 4-1, and Danny Dimes continues to play really, really good football. Do you think that this is just who Danny Dimes is now? Do you think it's a situation where he's just in the right space with Steichen? I mean, there was a lot of talk about Danny Dimes and who he was and who he wasn't, and then also Shane Steichen. Was he on his way out after this year? And both of those guys with their backs against the wall are really proving themselves. Talk to me about that tandem and how far do you think that they can go this season? Do you think that this is what they are at this point? Are you confident in that, or do you feel like it might be a little fluky?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know if you can really get a lot better than what it has been right now. I mean, the Indianapolis Colts are averaging 32 points a game right now. It's kind of hard to do much better than that. Just ultimately what you're seeing from Daniel Jones, people are saying, oh, he's the game manager. And, I would say I think it's elevated a little more than a game manager status. I kind of think of it as like, but it is basically like what Alex Smith was for the Kansas City Chiefs way back before Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he is doing exactly that. He's taking care of the football. He's making the throws that need to be made, and you're winning games because of him and because of everything else that's going on. But I mean, Daniel Jones has shown that there is a different level to this guy than what we have seen in years past. Now, a lot of people don't really have a lot of faith in when the Indianapolis Colts start playing the tougher part of their schedule, or when, if the Colts make the playoffs, how far do they actually go? I mean, this is a team right now that I legitimately think can actually beat anyone in the NFL at this current moment. Will they actually, though? I'm not sure, but right now, this is definitely a team, as it currently stands, that can definitely make it deep into the playoffs if they continue to have their offense playing the way that it is right now. And, Daniel Jones as well, making the plays that he is.
Yeah, most certainly. And it feels like this NFL season is wide open across the board. We'll see how it ends up being, but gosh, it just, stay in it, and we'll see what happens at the end of the season. Healthy teams always find a way to win. We're watching a team like the Ravens, who are supremely talented, but they can't hang around because they're so injured. And speaking of the Ravens and taking advantage of just that, the Houston Texans go into their bye week now 2-2 after starting 0-2, and everything looked about as bad as it could be. One CJ Stroud is balling, and things are turning around for the Houston Texans. Now, Ruben, I know that you picked against the Texans last week. I think that was more of a safety net for you. You just felt like you got to do it. You do the reverse jinx thing. I don't know if you really believed it in your heart, but either way, you did pick against them. The Texans come away with the win, man. Talk to me about this game. How does it feel going into this bye week at 2-2? And ultimately, what happened in this one?
Well, we are 2-3 instead of 2-2. So
or 2-3. My bad. You're right. 2-3.
It's all good.
Listen, I was trying to help you out there, Ruben.
I appreciate it. Heading into the game, the Texans had never won in Baltimore. So Sunday was the first ever win for the Houston Texans against the Baltimore Ravens in their home stadium. So it was kind of a history of, Baltimore putting, belt to ass on the Houston Texans. But on Sunday, it was the opposite. Texans, from the opening whistle to the final whistle, I mean, it was too easy, like J.J. Watt said. You saw C.J. Stroud go out there and look like year one C.J. Stroud, where he won the Offensive Rookie of the Year. The offensive line was protecting we know the defense is going to do its thing. The past 2 weeks, they've only allowed I think 5 points a game, and that's with Matt Burke calling the plays now on the defensive side, where D'Amico Ryans the last 2 weeks is he's peeking more into the offensive room, is what he said. But the Texans climbing back from 2 out of 3. It kind of feels like your season might be on track. You're entering the bye week at a perfect time. Then you got Seattle, but it was just all Houston Texans on Sunday. Xavier Hutchinson, your year 3 wide receiver, his first 2 touchdowns of the season. Jalen Noel, your rookie, he gets his first touchdown of his young career. The Houston Texan offense, it looks like it's figuring itself out. It's not all the way there yet. Definitely need to see this offense against some stiffer competition. But 2 and 3 entering the bye week feels like that you could potentially make a comeback.
Do you feel like this bye week is coming at the right time in the season? I know, like, a lot of times when I look at the schedule and I see an early bye week like this, I'm kind of disappointed. But the ebbs and flows of the season happen the way that they happen. Starting out 0-3 and then getting that 2-game win streak. There are some injuries that y'all are dealing with as well. Do you feel like this is coming at the perfect time for this team to kind of turn things around, or do you wish it was a little bit later in the season?
I would say yes, because you did start 0-3, and I was here 2 weeks ago saying, man, our season is over. The fact that you are kind of climbing your way out, it was also reported by Landry Locker that before the Baltimore Ravens game in Houston, CJ Shy was wearing a sleeve on one of his knees, and he was limping a little bit. So when I hear that and I see the bye week coming up, I feel good about it. But after, you have the rest of the season. So it's going to be a tough task going forward. But after climbing your way out, you kind of take a deep breath and say there's still a chance for this Texans team.
Yeah, most certainly there is. And we see a lot of super chats here. We'll get to them here at the halftime show, essentially. But we got to get to Dalton, man, because listen, beating the San Francisco 49ers, who then went into Los Angeles and got a win on Thursday, 4-1. That's a great win. That win looks better by the week. Then you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Back-to-back fantastic wins. It wasn't perfect. I talked about how the Jags were a little bit sloppy in the game against the 49ers, but they found a way to get it done. I felt like that at times again yesterday, but it really doesn't matter. And you did it without one of your best pass rushers. I know, Dalton, you had to be elated. And it wasn't just that you won the game, it's how you won it. You came back on a team that doesn't blow leads, and you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Absolutely clutch performance. Trevor Lawrence might have been his coming out party. Brother, you've got to be ecstatic about this one. Talk to me about last night's game. What are you feeling? What did you see? Give us the rundown.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I got to start off with a Duval after the way the Jaguars played last night. And I got to tell you, really, this last 3-game stretch has been pretty insane for the Jaguars. You start off beating the Texans at home, which Texans, they were obviously struggling going into that one, but they have great defense, right? So they're always going to be a tough match. And then you go to San Francisco and beat an undefeated San Francisco 49ers team. People try to take that one away from us because, they're injured and everything. But then an even more injured 49ers team went over there on Thursday Night Football and beat the Rams in their stadium. So you're looking at that one. It's like, okay, maybe that was a pretty decent win. And then this Monday Night Football, all eyes on the Jaguars, an opportunity to play in prime time against a team that has represented the AFC in the Super Bowl 4 out of the last 5 years. And the Jaguars were victorious. And I knew going into this one, I had a feeling their defense coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, was going to play the Jaguars offense very similar to the way the Texans did, right? Take away the run game, take away the short pass game, and make Trevor Lawrence beat you deep. And Trevor Lawrence, he had his struggles this game, right? He definitely did, especially in the first half. But the thing that mattered was the Jaguars got the ball back with 1 minute and 40 seconds left, 2 timeouts, down 4 points. And I said, look, we just paid Trevor a bunch of money. We got a perfect opportunity for him. If Patrick Mahomes was in this situation, he'd probably drive down there and get the touchdown. Let's see if Trevor Lawrence can do it. And I mean, what a strike he threw on the right sideline to Brian Thomas Jr. to get us a big play. Then followed it up with a strike to De'Ami Brown on the left sideline. He was wheeling and dealing, and then obviously the play that is now being coined the slip six, where Trevor Lawrence got tripped on the handoff. Fell down, was looking to basically throw the ball away, but then found an opening, slipped through, and got himself the touchdown with 20 seconds left in the game. The stadium was electric. Jaguar fans were going nuts, and they didn't give Patrick Mahomes enough time for him to do his thing. The Jaguars were victorious in this one, 31-28. Trevor Lawrence had his game of the year, 3 total touchdowns he was accounted for. Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, biggest game of the year for the two of them, 7 receptions for 144 yards for the pair. Also some deep shots to Travis Hunter. So, he showed some good stuff in the receiving game. And just overall, it was awesome. Devin Lloyd, once again, an interception. I think he has like 4 or 5 interceptions on the year. Had himself a 99-yard pick 6. I could see the money falling out of his pocket as he was running it back out of the end zone, as he is, in a contract year. But it's exciting right now. The Jaguars are 4-1. I was sitting here before the season. The Jaguars have a bye in week 8. So I said, look, if the Jaguars with a tough schedule, if they can float around that 500 mark, if the Jaguars can just be 3-4 at the bye week, I think we're in a good spot because the schedule gets a lot softer after that. Well, look at us now. We're 4-1. Got a couple of hard games coming up with the Seahawks next week, and then the following week against the LA Rams. But the Jaguars have a real opportunity to sit here and be in a really good spot going into the bye week.
Do you think it's an overstatement? I get it's a regular season win, and that there was a signature win in the playoffs for Trevor Lawrence, the come from behind win against the Chargers. But based off of what's happened the last couple of years, all the coaching changes that he's gone through, do you think it's too much to say that that was like the signature win of Trevor Lawrence's career thus far, or do you still think it's that playoff game?
It almost feels like his career has kind of been split into two, right? His rookie year was just awful with Urban Meyer, and then he had the great 2022 season with Doug Peterson's first season with the Jaguars, and obviously that was a big one. I mean, when in 10 years we're going to look back and look at the Chargers game over this Chiefs game, but then obviously we had a little bit of a lull there where we were 8-3, he got hurt, then the following year injuries all the year, and Doug Peterson just kind of gave up, and now he's kind of relearning a new offense. And I think this is a great step, not only just for his career, but honestly just for the season. Like, the offense is still a little bit clunky. He had some off plays, and I'm still looking at players, and I still know guys aren't running the right routes. Like Brian Thomas Jr., like every game there's one ball that goes to him where it's like a back shoulder, but he's just running straight. Sometimes I see Travis Hunter kind of going like this as they're lining up about to snap it because he doesn't know what the play is. So there's the offense is still trying to we're still trying to learn the offense, but it's crazy that we're doing this while winning games at the same time and we're making enough plays. And at some point, this thing is going to click. The Jaguars have a great offensive line. They have receivers. ETN is back at the running back, playing good back there. So, man, once this thing clicks, this team could be really, really dangerous if they aren't already dangerous, right?
Well, you talked about. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Dalton, dude, you are missing one fatal thing here, and you need to give a big shout out to Chris Jones, okay? Because that man flat out gave up in the middle of that slip.
Don't do that, Derek.
Right there.
Don't do that.
He stood there.
Don't do that.
Didn't even attempt to go after Trevor Lawrence on that play.
You go what you go to line up against
Lawrence in that moment if he actually tried. But dude, look, I'm not trying to use it as a knock on your team. I'm just trying to get you to acknowledge Chris Jones allowed for that touchdown to happen because dude gave up. He did. He did not even attempt to go after Lawrence on that play, dude. It's hilarious.
Hey, bro, I didn't even mention after the Colts game and when you guys beat, the Broncos, where you guys got a free play after, 2 players on the long snapper? Look, you go what you go against, right? The Jaguars got the win.
I'm just saying that. I mean, again, a penalty is a penalty. I don't care if people say that the leverage isn't a penalty. It is a penalty. It's part of the rule. I'm just trying to get you to acknowledge, hey, listen, Chris Jones actually attempts to try to get to Lawrence there. That might have been a different scenario.
Yo, I'm ready to move up this Colts game the next week. Okay,
dude,
can we do something about it?
No. I gotta get my first crack at him.
Nah, man, dude, the Jaguars don't play the Colts until December. I don't know what the schedule makers are doing.
I know, right? I hate the fact that they do that, man. We have to play the Texans and the Jags all 4 times in the span of 7 weeks. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That's
damn,
pretty
it
crazy
is.
schedule.
Texans, Jags, Seahawks, Niners, Jaguars, Texans. That's a rough
Dude.
couple of games.
Oh,
And
Seahawks,
we play
Niners,
the
yeah.
Chiefs near the end of the schedule too. So
I like the
Boy.
sound of that.
we got 7 games in a row against teams that are easily playoff teams or legitimate playoff contenders.
We're getting our hard opponents out of the way early, you know?
Yeah, I know you're getting that's the unfortunate reality of the situation that we're in, is that you're getting your hard part of your schedule out of the way early and you're still winning these games. And the fact that you have your cupcake schedule at the end of the year, it's the complete opposite for the Colts right now. So we'll have to see how the Colts do against that. But
I know, like, I want to play the Raiders next week. I don't want to play the Seahawks and Rams. Like, give us a cupcake. Give us one of these easy ones. Give me the Cardinals. Something.
Absolutely love it. Well, let's bring in our 5th panelist, big Jags fan, always calling in right on time. Big Jags fan. What's up, brother?
What's up? Y'all hear me good? I got it on airplane mode so we don't get interrupted this time.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
So I guess I wanted to start off talking about Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones comparison. If you put them together, you could just see the athleticism of Trevor Lawrence is like at a whole nother level. Daniel Jones does play a little bit clunky like Alex Smith. I'm not saying he's bad, but the athleticism just ain't as good as Lawrence's.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue against that.
And then I was watching national media today, and they're still saying the Jaguars missed the playoffs. That's Colin Cowherd's cue. He goes, I picked them not to make it. They're not going to make it. They might go 7-1, but they're still going to miss the playoffs. I was like, what are you talking about?
I'm just glad the NFL doesn't have a playoff committee, right? Just win games, you'll be able to get in, right?
Right.
Playoff committee's coming, man.
And then I do think the Jaguars just mollywhopped the Seahawks, and because Sam Darnold stowed 4 picks 2 times in a row the past 2 seasons against the Jaguars. Once with the Jets and with the Vikings, we had Mac Jones, and they barely beat us like 7-6. I mean, he was horrible.
Yeah, he was awful last year. He's awful when he comes to to Jacksonville. He should be a Colt the way he plays when he goes to Jacksonville.
That's right, and you should never watch a game like that in a hotel, because I was in here cussing Trevor Lawrence out and then telling him I love him, and then when I went down to the lobby, the lady goes, "Well, how's your boyfriend Trevor? Did y'all make up?" And I was like, "Oh my god."
Cold.
Oh, I love that.
Cold.
Man.
Hell
So I was like, "What is she talking about?" But then I thought about it. I was like, "Oh man, I'm never doing that again."
Nice. So you guys make up then, or?
Oh yeah, we made up. He got up off the ground at the end. I was like, pound it in when he was trying to rub it in.
Whoa.
No telling what they thought, you know.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I think that's the perfect way to end that call. Big Jackson, actually, real quick, give me your predictions for this next week. You like to give your predictions.
I got the Jags, Colts winning, and the Titans and Texans losing.
I'm in a bye week.
Texans on a bye week.
Right.
They're still losing.
Yeah, they're still losing.
Says you're going to
2-4.
lose even on your bye week.
Somebody will get arrested.
Hey.
All right, Big Jags fan. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good one.
Yeah.
There we go. There's the 5th panelist. There he is. All right, let's get to these super chats real quick, and then we'll hit the sponsor of today's show. We got a ton of super chats. You guys coming in strong. Logan says Colts record embellished by play some real teams. What do you think, Derek?
I mean, it's so funny because it's just like, again, we're playing the schedule that we're given, and we're destroying these teams. It's not the fact that we're hanging around. We're destroying these teams. Fuck off.
Titan says, tighten up, Derek. You called it. All AFC South teams won. Yes, he did.
Sir.
Yes, he did.
I got it. 4-0,
I'm
baby.
from Duval, says Cam needs to give the we ass speech every single week. He might need to, man.
Even
He really
after
might need
this win, because it still applies.
Clemson is better, says, I'm not done with you, Derek. Trevor, 7-2 incoming. Ooh, 7-2. I love it. Colts for the Super Bowl, says Colts getting the number 1 seed. Jags can have the 5th seed. Ooh,
It sucks
number 1
that the
seed.
seeding is the way that it is. I mean, honestly, it should be Colts 1 seed, Jags 2 seed at this moment.
Smokey, Here's $1. Appreciate you. Amnesia gave us a super chat and probably forgot what it was. Says Colts beating up on bad teams is like watching them beat up a school bus full of handicapped people. Wow. Colts schedule is soft at best.
I'm not even going to acknowledge that. We already just talked about that. And yeah, so.
Smokey coming back and says, let's freaking go, Texans. Ruben, you don't get to celebrate our win this week. You're the only one to pick against us. Much love, but not this week. Not your week. Eat some crow.
You celebrate
Gladly,
for me,
right?
Smokey.
Yeah, I saw Ruben rooting against the Texans this weekend so he could get his pick right in the AFC South Roundtable.
Wow.
Okay, I didn't see you.
That's rough. Clemson is better says, I knew the Texans fans would hype up Stroud's padded stats. Ooh.
4 touchdowns, 3 in the first half.
Ooh, okay, all right. Super Pony says, Jags got lucky, Colts on top.
Yeah,
Hey.
so lucky. So lucky. We're just getting lucky beating these
Hey,
good
that
teams,
Chris
right?
Jones
Good-ass
effort
game.
play there, brother. That was crazy.
Backyard baseball. Here's a question for you. UCF, can Tyson Campbell be a trade candidate? Just roll with Mondrick Brown, Jones, Lewis, and Hunter. Campbell is a liability. What are your thoughts on that one, Dalton?
I wouldn't be a seller at this point. You never know. You know, it's nice to sit here and look at what we have right now and say, you know, okay, maybe he could take a back seat, but you never know when injuries could come into play. We could lose potentially 2 corners in December, right? And then we're sitting here like, man, we had Tyson Campbell. It's hard because there's a big contract attached to him too. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Okay. All right. I'm from Duval says the difference. Colts are playing above expectation. The Jags are playing below expectation. Colts fans are delusional.
UCF, please tell me how delusional this take is. Really, you cannot sit here and say that you thought that the Jags were going to be 4-1, tied for first place in the AFC. Like,
You know, I maybe didn't predict that, but I definitely predict the game-winning slip 6. I saw that coming. I knew the play call.
Yeah, the Colts are playing above expectations, but
On that-
who in the hell is saying that the Jags are playing below expectations?
On that 1st and goal to 1, I'm like, what we need to do here is Trevor needs to get under the left guard's foot, fall down, do 2 fake tackles, and then roll over and get the touchdown because we know Chris Jones is going to be sleeping. I called it. I said it. I just didn't say it out loud.
It was
Brilliant.
actually part of the play call, right? It was very Lions-esque last year, yeah.
Yeah. I heard can, and they switched to that play.
American 46 says, sucks we got to wait so long to slap the Colts. Man, Jags fans are very confident they're going to beat the Colts.
They
I
are.
love it.
They have every reason to be. It's fine.
In fact, I'm from Duval has the Colts finishing 3rd in the division at this point. Jags,
Wow.
Texans,
I'm
Colts,
from
then
Duval
Titans.
is coming at you
I'm
today,
from
Derek.
Duval is a massive hater, bro. Massive hater.
Jake Purdue says Colts beat one good team and think they're good. The Jags have back-to-back wins against great teams. Jags fans can't wait to
Another
stomp the
hater,
Colts,
bro.
man.
They
Jags
all
fans
wanna
are-
spend $5
Jags fans
to
are
hate
fucking
on our
up there.
schedule, bro. Like,
Grab
Derek.
his neck.
Derek, they're out for blood, man.
dude, like, I mean, it's so crazy. Again, you beat the Raiders by 34. You beat the Miami Dolphins by 25. You beat the Titans by 21. I mean, okay, sure. I mean, whatever.
This show
I can't win with these people. These people just say shit, and it just doesn't stick to me.
This show is brought to you by Sleeper and Jags fans coming at the Colts.
Well, speaking of, Merking says the Colts 4 wins, 1-4 Titans, 1-4 Raiders,
No,
1-4 Daltons. Lucky field goal versus the 3-2 Broncos. Jags beat 3 straight top 10 defenses, Texans, Niners, and Chiefs. Colts could never. Wow.
Stupid. I don't even know what to say at this point.
Start
I
the
mean,
clock.
keep coming, guys, please. Just keep bringing money
Start the
in
clock.
for us. Just keep talking about my schedule. When
Hey,
we end
you
up
sit-
beating all these guys up here, then you all will just disappear.
No, you say 1-4 Titans with some damn respect today.
1-4 Titans. Eric says people need to give CJ Stroud some respect too.
He might be getting his swagger back.
All right, I like it. Mendez says I low-key miss Derek crashing out over AR.
I think all the rest of these guys do too, to be honest.
Well, now I
I'm
get to
from
hear you
Duval.
crash out over people saying your schedule sucks. It's kind of just as good. There's always something with you, Derek. You can be 4-1 and still
It's
get angry.
always, they always
It's unbelievable.
discredit the Colts. Always, man. Always.
I'm from Duval says player ability expectations, not record expectations. Don't be tunnel vision, Derek.
Yeah, Derek. Fuck
what,
off, bro.
what player expectations are being met to? Like, in all honesty, are we really going to... I can't.
Dude,
with
the
this
Jaguars
one.
players
This is
way out able
so-
your players.
This is one of those guys that when the Jags, even when the Jags are trash, will still find a way to say, oh, the Jags are actually pretty dang good. It's just this and this. He'll point every single possible thing, even if it's false, to suggest that the Jags are good.
Sam says nothing against Trev, but man, does he kill plays left and right.
Yeah. There were times where I was getting upset with Trevor too, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, these last 3 games, right? When the ball's been in his hands at the very last drive, he's done exactly what he's needed to do to win the game. That's all you can ask for, right? That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, it's true. Clemson is better says use the money for a new tank top, Derek.
Appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And Sam V says, while we're pooping on the Colts, their colorway has 0 aura.
Zero. I ain't never seen
bad,
no
bro.
one. I ain't never seen no one dripped out in a Colts like jersey. No one.
Even they'll try to do like a blackout and it still looks stupid. Like if you look bad in blackout
it's
uniform,
not- it's
Ladies wear
great.
Colts merch, man. It's tough.
yeah, it's hard out here.
Cody Jackson says Jags are going to sweep the AFC South. Ooh, I like it.
The Jags are always usually good for one loss. It's usually at Lucas Oil Stadium because we never beat them there. So
Yeah, I'll take 5-1. I'll take it.
Colts fans fighting back. Jags lost to Jake Browning. Laugh out loud. Colts could beat the Bengals by 40 if they played them. Trevor threw 3 picks against the Bengals defense.
Yeah, and
That was a year ago.
That was a tough loss, but at the end of the day, the Jags got fucking burnt by the refs that one. To be completely honest with you, they called a phantom defensive pass interference on Travis Hunter, but whatever. We lost.
Well, and in the
I'll
game
accept
we
it.
lost to the Rams, they called a phantom PI on Tyler Warren. Guy doesn't even fall down, and yet Tyler Warren extends his arm a little bit, and oh my God, it's pass interference. That we were driving down the field in that one. We're going to be up 2 touchdowns if it weren't for that.
I mean, I wish you could play the Bengals next week. I feel like we got the Bengals at a rough time. They were 1-0. They were, I don't know, whatever.
It's so ironic that you were the last time that the Bengals were actually somewhat good at that moment.
But it's all good, man. It's all good. We'll get the hard teams out of the way now, then we can get to the cupcakes.
Valiant Broussard says, why does it seem like everyone in the Jags, when they get a big win, they act like they won the Super Bowl?
Because our team has been fucking, and the wise words of Cam Ward, we've been ass the last 15, 20 years, okay?
And what
And
a
when
name
let him
that
have
is,
his moment.
Valiant Broussard.
And look, when you win a game
It's
against
impressive.
the Kansas City Chiefs Monday Night Football at your own home to move to 4-1, are we just supposed to move on? This happened less than 24 hours ago. This is literally last night. We're riding a high right now. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I'm about to
Leo
get high
says,
right now.
mark my words, the Colts are going to smash the Jags. We're marking your words, Leo. I got it right here.
Yeah,
All
Mark.
right.
Leo,
Appreciate you, Leo.
They gotta
you
put
better not
something up
hide
that
when it
game.
happens, okay? I'm gonna be looking for you, Leo Vargas. Okay, I'm gonna add you on Facebook.
Facebook.
Facebook, the cesspool of people who don't understand football.
Love
That's
it.
why I'm gonna find
Absolutely
Leo
love
there.
it.
He don't know the ball.
He don't know the ball, says Dalton. All right, let's get into some sleeper picks. Sleeper is the fastest growing fantasy football app. You can do daily, weekly, or yearly fantasy football. I know that I have my Dynasty League with Sleeper, but if you use promo code RTS, not only are you going to get a 100% deposit match, but you will get a free $20. No deposit required right now with Sleeper. Promo code RTS, no deposit required. You get a free $20 play plus a 100% deposit match of up to $100. Definitely take advantage of this. You can either do the weekly stuff with the fantasy football, or you can do what we're going to do, which is some more or less. Now, we don't have a lot to choose from because it's still very early in the week, and this is the way it goes every Tuesday, but we do have a little bit with the Colts here. So we're going to start with you, Derek. Give me more or less on a touchdown being scored by Jonathan Taylor, who's making a strong case for OPOY right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because either he has 3 touchdowns in the game or he has none at this moment in time. I do expect him to continue to get the workload, and especially against the Cardinals defense that isn't very good. So, yeah, definitely more on that one.
Does Tyler Warren get in, more or less?
You're still asking me?
Yeah.
Man, I know he
Expert.
just got his first one last week, at least receiving wise. I don't know if I trust it for him because the Colts just passed the ball around to everyone. So I'd probably take less.
All right. Well, we only have the 2 games to choose from because Jags are not on here yet. They just played yesterday. So we're going to go to you, Mike. Do we got Ridley 38.5 receiving yards, more or less?
I would go more this week.
Jeez, his number's gone down to 38.5. Jeez.
That's wild how low that is.
That is crazy. What about Cam Ward on 186 passing yards, rather, more or less?
I'd go more.
More. Okay. What about this? I don't know if you guys knew this, but this is my favorite thing. You can tease these things down or up. So listen, they're at 186, but if you're like, hey, you know what? 186 seems to be at the fringe. We can go 150 and just tease that down. We only get one times 1.23, but it's the safer way to go. Would you feel more comfortable doing that, or do you want to leave it at 186? You feel comfortable?
Let's leave it at 186.
All right. Okay. All right. I like it. Okay. We're going to make our picks here. $10. We're going to submit the entry 2 times. All right. There we go. $27 one. We're going to play a little bit safe this week. No problem there. What I also like about Sleeper is they give you 5 minutes to back out of it. And we never do so here on Roundtable Sports. But either way, all right, calm down there, Ruben. Jeez, chill out. You're on a bye week and you're just letting things hang. All right, I appreciate it, but come on. So promo code RTS, get your 100% deposit match and free $20 play, no deposit required with Sleeper. All right, fellas, time for some Week 6 predictions. We are going to start with the Jags versus the Seahawks in the 1 p.m. time slot. Desperate Seahawks team right now, and they need to get a win. Ruben, you guys are on a bye, but I'm going to start with you. How you feeling about this one? Who are you picking to win, and what's your score?
I really do. I really do need the Seahawks to lose this week. I'm gonna be keeping a close eye, on this one. The only question is that I do have is what the final score is going to be. To be honest, give me 1 second, guys. I do think that Travis Hunter is going to have his breakout game offensively. I think he had a lot of big plays again this past weekend, and it's going to be contagious for him. I do think also that Trevor Lawrence might have his best game of his season. Just at the end, seeing how emotional that he was running it in, seeing, Liam Cohen, the way he's been speaking after these wins the last couple of weeks, feel like Trevor Lawrence might get it going. I have Jacksonville winning this one. Let's go 27. Let's go to 17.
27-17 says Ruben. Michael, what say you? Who wins this one, Seahawks or Jags?
Well, I know Liam in the comments is like dying to hear me talk. So here you go, Liam. This one's for you. I think both offenses are going to take off this Sunday. I really like the Seahawks offense, but the Jaguars are really clicking on all cylinders on defense and on offense. So I see a close game in the high 30s, but like Trevor Lawrence's knows, I'm going to pick the Jaguars.
Wow, here we go. Everybody believing in the Jags. Derek, you have every Jags fan at your neck right now. This is the time to pick against them. But is that really what you feel? Who are you picking to win this one, Jags or Seahawks?
As with every fiber of my being, please, Seahawks, put an end to this Jacksonville nightmare that has been put before me. Okay.
Duval.
I'm sick and tired of this man right here below me having this sense of, oh my gosh, we're right there with the Colts. I'm tired of it. I want to have a one game lead over you guys. But I don't think it's going to be this week. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, even with the one extra day that they're going to have to work on getting this stuff done, I think right now Jacksonville's defense will pose some problems for Seattle's offense. And I don't believe that Seattle will be able to hold Jacksonville defensively either. So I'm going to pick Jacksonville. As much as I hate to say it, I'm going to pick them 27-23 there.
Ooh, all three of the foes picking the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you don't get to play Danny Dimes this week, but you do get to play a Dimes brother, Dalton, and it's Sammy Dimes. Tell me who wins this one.
Yeah, man, the Jaguars are coming into this one just on such an emotional high. There's so much confidence going into this one. And, you know, we're catching the Seahawks where they're coming off of a really tough loss against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. Really the only good game in a 1 o'clock window. As I was, you know, able to watch some Red Zone last weekend, but wasn't super entertained by a lot of the games. But it's a tough game for the Seahawks. I mean, you're talking about them coming all the way over from Seattle. I mean, geez, Northwest Pacific down to Florida. It's going to be a tough, you know, trip over there for them. I do have the Jaguars winning. The Jaguars, for whatever reason, you know, like Big Jags fan said when he called in earlier, the Jaguars just kind of destroyed Sam Darnold and Everbank, and it happened last year. The Minnesota Vikings came in, you know, I think they had one or two losses last year when they came into the Jacksonville later in the season, and the Jaguars were getting turnovers like crazy against them. So I'm going to have the Jaguars winning. I'm going to say this one is 31-21.
What was the score? Sorry, you cut out at least on my end. Maybe it's just me.
Did I cut out? I said the Jaguars win 31-21.
31-21 Jags. All right. All four panelists picking the Jags. Absolutely love it. Is it going to be the same for the Colts, though? They play the Cardinals, who just got beat by the Titans. Michael, are the Cardinals just this bad and are the Colts going to mollywop them? What do you have in this score, or do you think that the Cardinals can pull this one out?
Oh, Derek. I got to say, things are just lining up very nice for you. You're welcome, by the way, that the Cardinals are going to be your next opponent. I got to tell you right now, despite it all, even through their best efforts in 3 quarters, that fourth quarter was ass, bro. And we went from ass to class. So shout out to my boys for taking care of business. So, Ruben, I got to let you know this, by the way, as well. You know, you're on the bye week, so I want you to remember me saying this. The Colts are going to decimate, not just beat, decimate the Arizona Cardinals. Their losing ways will continue. Give me the Colts 44-10.
Jesus. All right.
The brotherhood on the AFC South Roundtable is crazy. You guys just keep picking each other to win. Ruben, do you agree with this? Do you think that the Cardinals get decimated?
The Cardinals are going to win this game. They're going to bring down the Danny Dimes hype. Jonathan Gannon, not only is he going to stop punching his players, but he is going to punch the Indianapolis Colts right in the mouth on Sunday. Now, and honestly, the Colts are going to win this game. They are the better football team. I really
had us going there for a minute.
I'm not going to lie, brother. You have me there, dude. Jeez.
I really do wonder how the Cardinals are going to respond, you know, after Jonathan Gannon, that whole situation. But the Colts right now, they're one of the best offenses in the NFL. They're going to win this game. I'm not going to go like Michael, but I'm going to go 28-10.
All right. I like it. Hey, there's over 500 of you right now watching on YouTube. The best way to grow this channel, it's free, by the way. You can hit subscribe and you can hit the like button. That's going to push it out to the algorithm and get more people in here and get this chat jumping all season long. You guys have turned into one of the better divisions, more fun divisions in football. And you have 4 awesome content creators here that know their teams inside and out and provide amazing content for you. Show them love by hitting that like button. We would really, really appreciate it. All right, Dalton. Who are you picking in this one? Are you going to give some love back to Derek for picking your Jags, or are you going to switch up on him and pick the Cardinals.
No, yeah, Derek's a good kid, right? Love the spirit, love his enthusiasm. I just love everything about him, and I don't want to do anything to make Derek upset. Okay, I'd rather make him upset after the Colts actually lose a game. But I'm looking at the Colts schedule. What's going on here? Why did they not play any hard opponents? No hard, whatever. It is what it is. The schedule makers blessed the Colts in a big way this year. They're going to beat the Arizona Cardinals the next week. There'll be more super chats about how the Colts just aren't beating any good teams. But I will say, don't sleep on the Cardinals. I think they're hungry. I think they're going to come in angry. I know Jonathan Gannon is angry. Maybe he can give some of that attitude out toward the team, and they can take over. But I can't.
He already got fined for that, so
that the Cardinals can beat them.
He don't need to be giving any more attitude out. He's already throwing punches.
So I'll say the Colts win this one. I'm going to say 24-22. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Ooh, close one. Close. Derek, does everybody forget that you guys beat the Broncos, who just beat the undefeated Eagles? Am I tripping? Did that game not happen? Was that not on the schedule?
Still wants to say that Broncos win is not impressive. I don't have any idea why, but it is what it is.
So what happens in this one, man? Colts get it done again? What's the score prediction?
I would love to be as enthusiastic as Michael to say that we win another game by 34 points. I would love for that to happen. I don't know if I'll quite go that far, but the overall prediction number is going to be different based on what happens with Kyler Murray this week. He did exit the game against the Titans with a foot injury, and Gannon already said he has a foot injury and we'll see how the week goes. So I'm not sure what that means. If I had to bet on it, I would say that Kyler Murray plays in this game. Even if he does, I don't think that it's really going to matter much. I do believe that the Indianapolis Colts will once again score over 30 points in this one because the Colts offense has been rolling, and especially against bad teams such as this one. So I will go with a final score of 31-17 Colts.
Ooh, they keep things rolling. Absolutely love it. Well, speaking of keeping things rolling, the Titans got their first win last week against those same Cardinals, and now they play a Raiders team that just got smacked by the Colts in a bad way. Can the Titans get back-to-back wins? Dalton, I'm going to start with you, brother. Who wins this one, Titans or the Raiders, in the 4 p.m. time slot? It is in Las Vegas, by the way.
Yeah, this one is honestly a pretty tough one to pick here. Obviously, the Raiders just got their doors blown off by the Colts, and as we know, the Colts beat them. They're probably not a very good team, right? That's what's going on. They're 1-4 on the season. So I'm going to say, you know what? I'll give the Titans a W here. I don't really like what the Raiders are doing. I don't like where they're going. It sounds like a lot of people aren't buying into what Pete Carroll is kind of selling over there. 4 straight losses for him, and just not really being all that competitive. So I'll say the Titans win this one in an ugly one, 16-14.
All right. Gosh, we haven't had a single person pick against a division opponent yet. Are you going to be the first, Ruben? Who wins this one, Titans or Raiders?
No, the Titans will get back-to-back wins. One team has hope right now. That is Tennessee. The other team doesn't, and that is the Raiders. I do think it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be an ugly game, a boring one. Let's go 13-10 Tennessee Titans.
I like it. Derek, you were the one person to pick the Titans last week to get their first win of the season. Do they get their second win against the Raiders?
Well, the Raiders, it's going to be interesting to see if Brock Bowers or Michael Mayer play this week. I think that could make an impact for them. But one thing's for sure, the Raiders, they're having quarterback controversy right now. The Titans, they're not having quarterback controversy. And I feel like that could definitely play a factor going into this. Geno has been getting sacked like no other. So is Cam Ward, obviously. But, Geno, especially recently, it's been way worse. And, Geno has been throwing a lot of interceptions. And like I said, the Tennessee Titans, they find a way to capitalize off your mistakes. I do think that the Titans will win back-to-back, and I say 17-14.
Ooh. Michael, are you going to make it a clean sweep? Do the Titans get it done?
Another game on the road, heading out to Vegas. You know, one of my favorite movies of all time is Casino. And I'm reminded of that one scene where Joe Pesci's out in the cornfield with all the other gangsters, and they're hugging and handshaking. And then all of a sudden, he gets the shit beat out of him by a baseball bat. So, realistically, my whole takeaway is this is going to be one of those dogfight games. The defense is playing at an unbelievable level, especially the last couple of weeks. They're really starting to piece things together. Jeffrey Simmons is playing out of his mind. If they can get Tavondre Sweat back on the line to help him, I think that's a massive help as well. Cedric Gray's been playing some really good ball. So shout out to the defense. Got to give them credit and got to give them a little bit of love as well. Cam Ward put together probably one of his best games, even though it wasn't obviously the best start. But they're getting to the point where they're putting these together and they're starting to make things work. So it's going to be a dogfight, but I am there to eat at that buffet, and I'm going to eat the shit out of it. So give me the Tennessee Titans 24-21.
Wow, you're never going to fire Callahan at this pace. So that's interesting.
I didn't say nothing about that now. Don't be putting words.
Just saying, you keep on winning. There wasn't a single person on the panel to pick against any of the teams in the AFC South. Can we get
You know
2
what I'll do?
weeks in
You
a
know what
row?
I'll do? I'm going to
What are
give
you
a
gonna do?
prediction. Okay, I'm going to give another prediction. Okay,
All right.
Aziz Al-Shaair gets arrested this weekend for assault. Okay, he's going to assault somebody with his bionic arm, and something bad's going to happen. That's my prediction. Okay,
That's
so somebody's
so
going
out
against
of
the panel.
That's so wild.
All right. That's interesting to say
You're
the least.
already
But,
hated by Houston people, man. Don't make it worse.
That's why we can't have an event here in Houston, dog.
Yeah.
You keep on-
That's why we
Unfortunately.
can't have an
Hey,
event.
we
You want
we
so
tried to
bad.
put it out on
You don't
Twitter.
want
People say they're going to
travel.
come after me, so I don't know if I can do it.
Did UCF predict the future?
Yeah, we'll see.
Man, if
Wouldn't
that
be
happens,
wild?
I'm gonna
Wouldn't that be
say-
wild?
Dude, if
yeah, that'd be crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I'm rooting for. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
That will be the craziest setup for a Tuesday show ever. Hey, how about Aziz, man? I mean, who saw that coming? All right.
So he got fined for hitting Cam Ward. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
chopped his head off.
No shock there. Leo Vargas says JT's going to run the ball all over the Jags. The Jags stand no chance.
Like I said,
I don't
I
know.
love it.
I
Colts
don't
fans
know
fighting
what
back.
I don't know what JT's stats have looked like against the Jags the last couple times that we played him. His stats drastically differ when we're playing in Lucas Oil against them
Yeah, pretty
versus
much.
when it's in Jacksonville.
pretty much. But yeah, Leo, I'm gonna add you on Facebook. And we'll talk. Okay, I'm gonna hold you accountable.
Clemson is better, says the Cardinals beat the Colts 28-21. Wow.
I mean, let's ask ourselves the real
lowest-
question.
That'd be the
Is-
lowest. Also, by
is-
the way, that'd be the lowest points that the Colts have scored all year, except for the Rams, which is 20, I guess. But still, it's.
I mean, the real question, Derek, though, is Kyler Murray going to start? Because, I mean, he's got that foot issue going on.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. They haven't really given anything. I guess we'll have to wait till later in the week to find out. But yeah,
Derek, if you're keeping receipts, definitely keep one on Clemson because he just picked against the Colts, which means next week he then can't come out and say, well, you only beat a bad team in the Cardinals, right? He did pick the Cardinals to win, so I would hold that
and
against
I
him.
never trust a guy that's Clemson fan. By the way, like I'm just saying.
Is that like a rule of life? Is
That
this
is
like
a
You're
rule
wearing
Derek's?
of
orange.
Okay.
You're wearing a
everything
Clemson
right
shirt right
now.
now. You're wearing a Clemson tank.
It's Tennessee orange, all right? It's Vols
Oh,
orange.
that's true.
Shout out to Russ.
Chris R says good teams beat good teams and destroy bad teams. Colts have done both this season.
Yep.
American 46 says we are a brotherhood, so let's just all be glad that the Titans and Texans are both sitting on the couch watching the Jags and Colts eat.
I don't know what you got to say to that one,
Everybody
Ruben. What you got to say to that one, Ruben?
I'm gonna be barbecuing, enjoying my beautiful Sunday in this beautiful city.
There you go. I'm from Duval says week 1 is just an extended preseason game. Fluke W. Geez, here we go.
Yeah,
So
bro.
that's a
Who's
shot at the
he
Colts.
referring to on that
He's
one?
Colts.
referring to the Broncos Colts game.
Colts beating the Broncos.
Oh,
yeah.
well, that wasn't week 1. That was week 2.
No, that was week 1, Derek. That was week 1.
No, that wasn't
No,
week
you're
1.
just
that was
you're
week
just you're
2.
just you just did a bunch of
I was
marijuana
there,
before the
I
show.
know.
That's why.
I know. I was at the game.
You did like 3 marijuanas before the game. Okay, you're not thinking
Marijuanas.
straight.
Wait, you did 3
3 weeks.
marijuanas?
3
Three
weeks.
of them.
I don't even know what that means.
He did 3 marijuanas before the show. He DM'd me.
Clemson is better. Says Clemson has 3 titles. The Colts have 2. Poop emoji. There you go.
So true.
As if
Any
they
of those
played
three
each
good?
other. So
I don't know. I have no idea.
This is pretty apples to apples, I'd say.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's fair. Totally fair. All right, y'all. Great week. Every team in the AFC South got to win. Can it happen again next week? Texans are on a bye. Colts and Jags look to stay atop the AFC, and the Titans are going for 2 in a row. We never thought this day would come, but here it is. Amnesia must have forgot that we're trying to end the show here, but says, what good team did the Colts beat? Surely you're not talking about the Broncos, the team that barely beat the Titans.
If we're going to use that,
They just
as
beat the
well,
Eagles.
Are we not going to just acknowledge the fact that they beat the Philadelphia Eagles this last week? Like,
Luke.
if you're going to
Luke.
use they barely beat the 1-4 Titans, are we not also allowed to acknowledge they beat one of the best teams in the NFL and the Philadelphia Eagles? Is
Yeah,
the
but
same
that
thing?
was a fluke W by the Broncos. Okay,
Mm.
they're not really
Yeah,
good.
sure.
Derek, chill on the 3 marijuanas. All right, y'all.
Yeah,
have a
bro.
blessed night. We'll be back same time, same place next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. Peace.
Duval.